Hey, it's Nikki Thompson, and this morning I am doing a little video from my morning walk. It looks like it's going to rain, but it looks like it's going to be raining for the last 40 minutes since I've been out. So this morning I was reflecting on what was interesting about iPads. So I have 3 young kids. And at the start of last year, my 2 eldest moved schools, and the school required them to have an iPad each for school. They'd not had iPads before that. So, before they started school, we got them an iPad, and, it was quite the novelty. And, they were using a little bit they were a bit young, so they didn't really know what to do on it, because I didn't know really either what they were going to do on it. But anyway, I'd set it up for school, and then slowly over time, they've learnt different games to get, different apps to get from their friends at school. And slowly but surely, they were addicted to them. And the biggest kind of point was when one of my kids had to go to a physio because of his posture, because of the way he was laying and sitting and stuff with his iPad. So that was like, fuck, I need to do something about this. But it was so bad that it felt as though if I did anything, it's going to be a shit show. And I was scared. I was scared that I just couldn't handle it, really. They live with their dad part of the time as well. So I'm like, okay, I got to get him on board, and he's got to deal with the shit show as well of them going through withdrawals of their iPads. And last weekend, my sister and I went to this health retreat, and it was epic. Oh, it was not the weekend just gone, the weekend before that. And it was just such an amazing trip. And we learned so much about our own health and stuff. But one of the things that really stood out to me was that at dinner on the last night, we sat with all random people. And at the table were these 3 women, and they were all mums. And one of them was a deputy principal of a school, another one was an anaesthetist, and they all had different aged kids, and they had pretty epically full lives. And they were all saying that the kids don't have screen time at all during the week. During the school week, not at all. On weekends, it's kind of limited as well, but they can watch some stuff on the weekends. It's not such a big deal, but nothing at all during the week. And I honestly was thinking, well, what the fuck do your kids do? Because my kids spent so much time on screens, I couldn't work out what they were going to do. And even just that whole concept was like, holy shit, I need to sort this out. Because my daughter, who's younger, she's not hooked on her iPad. She doesn't even barely use it. I use it for appointments. If I've got to go to an appointment, she needs to kind of sit there for a while. She'll be stoked with that, but she's not really hooked on it. And so, but she's starting school next year, so there's always, just give it time. And so I started to think about this. It really sat with me because they were just like, we did it a few years ago, and we would never change it. Never change it. They don't miss out on anything with schoolwork. If they have to do assignments on their laptop, they can do that, but that's it. There's nothing else. All of this type of stuff. I'm thinking, holy shit. And I kept thinking, no, I couldn't do it. It's going to be too big. I couldn't handle the fallout from that. And so in my head, I'd made it massive, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking, shit, if all these women can do it and their kids are doing it and they can implement it, why can't I do it? And so and they were so happy with it. I'm thinking, okay, this could happen. Like, it might happen, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be so tough. So anyway, when I got back, I spoke to their dad, and I said, look, this is what I'm thinking of doing. And he was similar to me. He's like, what? How are we going to do this? Like, how we have no screens at all? And so I came up with a plan, a slow plan of no iPads during the week. They can have it on the weekends, but they can watch TV. So that's stage 1. And then stage 2 will go no screens at all during the week. So stage 1 started a week and a half ago, and we sat them down and said that this is what's going to happen. My middle one lost his shit. He started crying, and I'm thinking, and I explained, this is such an overreaction to an iPad, that is the problem. Like, that is a problem because you're so addicted to it. You shouldn't have such a reaction to an iPad, and this is obviously why we need to do this even more so. And my eldest he's such a negotiator, so he's negotiating leeway, he's negotiating school holidays, he's negotiating weekends, like all of this stuff. And he's like, I've got my show that comes out every day is a new episode, and you think, is it okay then that I can just watch, I'll just be on my iPad all weekend just watching the show? I said, well, you're on your iPad all the time now, so if it's just weekends, I'm good with that. And he was not happy with that response. But anyway, we started it straight away. We started it the next morning. So that night, they could be on their iPads. They're only on their iPads till dinner. And then that was it. No more iPads till the weekend. They just had to charge them and leave them in their school bags. So we implemented it, and it's been a week and a half, and they've probably asked for it maybe twice, but they know they're not going to get it. So they stopped asking. And the fallout was not that bad. It was not bad at all. My kids now, because I always sit outside in the mornings when I'm having a hot chocolate after I get back from my walk, they sit out with me and chat. They'll come, we're all hanging out in the dining room, kitchen, living space, and they're helping me cook dinner. Well, they're not really helping, but they're just chatting and playing. They're all doing craft. They're all playing games together. Last night the kids were at their dad's, and he told me that they were in the pool right till dinner time. And that is such a massive difference. And they're so much happier. They're sleeping better. There were so many positives of this. And the lesson that I really got out of this is that I had made it into such a massive thing in my head and it didn't turn out like that at all. It was, the positive results have been next level, that I really feel as though that happens to me all the time in life. It's the gym's going to be too hard, or this is going to be so hard, but the positives are going to outweigh that obstacle. And just seeing my kids shift in their behavior has been so worthwhile. And it wasn't even that as hard as I thought in my head. And I remember hearing something the other day where someone said, you will have at least 10,000 crises in a year, 10,000 crises in a year, and 99% of them won't even happen. It's because it's all in your head. You create these stories about how awful it's going to be. You create these stories of how hard it's going to be. And it might not even be that hard. And there are going to be little bit, hard little moments, but the results were so worth it. So worth it. I've just got a really cold front coming hit me. I know it's going to rain soon. So I just want you to take away this, is that, first of all, that was an epic parental fail from me for letting the iPad situation get so bad. However, it happens in all parts of our life. It started off so innocently, it started off so easily, and slowly it just kind of steamrolled and it became this massive problem. And that can happen with, our health. It's just little things, we just eat all of this stuff now, or, little things that, stress, just slowly, this is stressing us out, but we don't deal with it. And then it kind of creates this massive problem. Or it could be work. Slowly, it's creating this stress. So we're going slightly in the wrong direction. We don't feel in full alignment. Slowly, that's not such a big deal at the start. It's not having a big impact. Slowly, it becomes this bigger and bigger problem where you're so far away from where you wanted to be that it seems like such a massive shift to actually head on that right path that you wanted to be on. So that's what I wanted to leave with you today, because I felt like this was such a great lesson. It's been such a great lesson for me in parenting, to realize that even if something I think is a massive issue, I need to deal with it. I need to create some better boundaries. I need to do something good, improve this situation. Even if it's going to be hard, the results will be worthwhile. And that's the same with all parts of my life, my business, all of it. So I hope you enjoyed this little live video. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'm guaranteed I'm going to get wet on my walk home. So it's all good. I'm waterproof. All right, I'll talk to you later.